Hey everybody, I'm Candace.
And I'm Baxter.
And we are the
Porters Talk Addiction.
You're so obnoxious.
What? I did it.
Okay, so listen, it's still me. I know that I look different, but sometimes your girl got to cover up her head for the wintertime, and that's exactly what I did. And I make no apologies about it.
What? Why?
Do I look like your young thing? Do I look like your sexy young thing?
Yeah, my sexy young tenderoni.
Oh, I look like a tenderoni. I'm a sweet little girl. I'm not a little girl, though. I'm a grown woman.
Yeah, you said it, though.
I did. You guys, happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving week.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Pre-Thanksgiving week.
Yep. Happy pre-Thanksgiving week. I hope that everyone is doing amazing. I hope that you are not feeling any pressures of the holiday season. I know that the holiday season can be a little weird, not only for those who may have an addiction to a substance, but also just stuff. Like, it's family stuff, it's personal stuff, it's just stuff. And I felt myself this week start feeling a little bit of anxiety.
Yeah. The anxiety that I feel, that if I still struggled with my addiction this week, is the anxiety of hitting my numbers because I have an expectation of, clients that I'm expected to bring through the door. And so, it's a short week next week.
I'm afraid that your voice isn't picking up on the microphone like it should be.
Okay. Why are you afraid that? Why are you afeared of that?
Because there's a difference now between what I'm seeing in the mic and what you were putting out before.
Okay. Is this better?
That's better. And, I just want to say, for the holiday season, as you're preparing for your parties and you are preparing to have different people over your homes and to host in your homes, if you can just be mindful to label your drinks, okay?
Yeah.
I know this may seem a little like what, Candace? This is weird, but you have to understand that there are some people in the room that may have overcome an addiction, and they're like, listen, I have not tasted alcohol in years. And then if your drinks are not labeled, they go to that drink and put it in their cup, they drink it, they have the taste of alcohol on their lips again. That could really cause them to stumble. And so I just want to say, as you are preparing for the holiday season, just take some time and put, alcohol, no alcohol.
Yeah, just be considerate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you want to talk about anything with that?
Yeah, she's talking about it because something like that happened to me. Just last weekend, actually, I was at an event and I poured myself a cup of what I thought was pink lemonade, and it tasted like there was something more in it. I panicked. I was panicked for a little bit, and I just, I'm good. God is good. No relapsing, but I could have. Somebody else could have.
Yeah.
So it is important to, don't just assume that everybody can drink.
Yeah, because the truth is they can't. And so on my end, I'm like, oh my God, when he told me about it, I'm like, God, oh my goodness, what is that? Because when I tell you, I am mindful around Baxter. If I'll go out and I'll have, a drink, and I will be mindful to even kiss him. I am so serious about him walking out his addiction recovery. I'm sorry, love. I'm so serious about him walking this thing out that I don't want to be the one to cause him to relapse.
Yeah.
So I'm even mindful of that with myself, and just from our hearts, the ones who are in this journey with our loved ones, that you just be mindful of making sure that the labels are on the drinks. Okay?
Yeah.
because I can't tell you what that did to my heart. All right. So anyway, honey, you ready to get into it?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's get into it. The holidays. We've been talking about the holidays. We did have a support group, and nobody signed up for it.
People sign up on their own time. They'll sign up when they're ready.
Baxter told me that they will sign up when they're ready, and I
Yeah.
absolutely agree with that.
Yeah, you know, our this ministry is to be of service.
That's right.
And so we're not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. So, you know, if folks will sign up when they're ready.
If and when. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're not going anywhere.
Yeah, we're ready now. We're ready now. So, I mean, if you would like to get started on your sobriety journey now, we're ready to walk with you.
With you. That's right. And I guess for me, that brought up some things in me, right? And it kind of took me back to a place where.
What are you talking about? What brought up some things in you?
Thank you so much. When no one signed up.
Oh, okay.
It brought up in me like, man, why aren't you ready? Like, why aren't you just ready? Isn't it? Aren't you tired of this? Like, so it brought me back to that place. Mm-hmm. And then I had to realize that is a place that's familiar for me because I remember being in that place with Baxter where I'm like, man, you're not tired of this and there's help available to you and you're just not going to take it. And then Baxter had to just slow me down and say, hey, Candace, everybody's not ready. Yes, there may have been some people that looked at it, knew they needed to be on there, but they're just not ready. They want to just celebrate their holidays and not have to worry about this. They'll worry about this in 2025.
Yeah, and that is one thing I just wanted to reinforce and wanted Candace to understand. We don't want to be this addiction. Addiction starts with yourself. If you are not honest yet with yourself, and not even about being honest, if you're just not ready yet, then I would like you to start thinking and considering about what it is going to take before you're ready. Are you waiting for something bad to happen? And if bad things have happened, are you waiting for it to get worse? So yeah, maybe really start considering what it's going to take before you're ready. What's going to need to happen before you're ready to start taking this thing seriously.
Yeah.
Start thinking about that. Just plant that seed right there.
Absolutely. And even on the subject of start thinking, Thanksgiving is coming.
Yeah.
And so what we'll do is we'll air this series before Thanksgiving happens because
on Wednesday.
Sure.
Because Thanksgiving's on Thursday, right?
You are so handsome.
Oh, thank you.
Ooh, it's that scarf and that turtleneck, honey, and that gray hair. So, I'm sorry, I digress. Thanksgiving is coming, and if you are currently in your sobriety, or if you are someone who desires to be sober, last week we talked about just the mindset that you'll need to even get started with the holiday journey, because we have 3 holidays coming up consecutively where drinking is heavily involved. We have Thanksgiving, we got Christmas, we got New Year's Eve, New Year's Day.
Yeah, and the statistics are stacked against people. Like statistics are stacked against sobriety for the holiday season. Yeah. Again, between 40 and 60% of addicts relapse during the Thanksgiving holiday season, or the Thanksgiving through New Year's Day season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's coming. It's about to start getting real for a lot of people. A lot of people that are trying to hold on to their sobriety are probably nervous right now.
Yeah.
I was nervous. My first year of sobriety, I was nervous. Because my family likes to drink. Candace's family likes to drink.
I mean, ish. I mean, I
my
think
family
that
likes to drink.
Well, kind of. So to kind of go back now, last week we talked about. I'm sorry, a couple weeks ago we talked about the mindset that you'll need to start when it comes to carrying your sobriety through the holidays. But now here we are, right? Now we're here, And I just kind of want to talk through some scenarios today when you are in that place, when you are in the kitchen and the spread is out, and at the end of the spread there is the bar. What does that look like for you, like in real time? And so Baxter is going to talk a little bit about impulses and things like that.
Impulse control.
Impulse control, because that is when that comes up. You already know. Like I want to make it really real. Like, and it may not even be when you're at the table. It's probably when you walk right in. People try to get that alcohol in them, in their system, feeling good before the food even hits. Like sometimes people won't even eat the food. They'll just drink. And so my thought or my hope today is to kind of talk you through those scenarios so that when you get to the door and hey, happy Thanksgiving, like it's live. We know it's live. What does that look like for you in real time? So we're going to talk about that impulse control. Is there anything that you would like to say about impulse control? Are you on this podcast with me or what? You looked at me what do you want me to say?
I don't know. You segued it weird. You say it's okay. So
I say impulse control weird.
No,
I feel like I'm saying Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol, Paw Patrol. I'll be there on the double.
Okay. All right. What I'd like to. What's wrong?
Don't make me be quiet by rubbing my hand. I was really ready to sing the rest of that song.
I could tell.
Okay.
I suppose I'd like to just start with the introductions, just like super duper high level basics of the start of impulse control. I guess it just starts with observing yourself, observing how you feel and what's happening when you start to feel that way. So, for instance, when I got my sobriety, when God delivered me, I started after because for about 2 weeks after I gained my sobriety, alcohol just disgusted me. It just repulsed me. I didn't think of it for a good 2 weeks after God delivered me. But then after that 2 weeks, I started noticing some things start to happen. First thing I started to notice is around the time that I knew, around 3 o'clock, I got off at 5. And around 3 o'clock, I started feeling a certain kind of way. I started feeling like I wanted to go and get a drink. Now, thank God I had 2 weeks to manage my feelings after that. But I started feeling like I realized, okay, my body feels like knows that I'm about to get off work in a couple of hours. It's getting ready for something. So what I would, start to suggest you start doing right now is start to just take account of what's going on within your body, within yourself. Like when you start to feel that you want to satisfy whatever you're going through or whatever your addiction is, whatever your substance of choice or whatever your addiction is, what's happening? Are you stressed out? What are you thinking about? What are you doing? What are you, who are you around? The people you're around. Just start taking account, what do you see? What do you see? Just everything that is happening around you. Just start paying attention to all of these things. So once you understand what is happening around you, once you understand the trigger, once you understand, thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Holy Ghost.
Once you understand your trigger, and your trigger is what's happening that when you start feeling that way, you can start to plan accordingly. You can start to adjust your plan. So, for me, one of the things that I did was I started taking an alternate route home. I know that this way, the closest way, the fastest way to my house is this way, and it drives right past the liquor store, my liquor store. I started taking a scenic route to avoid that, because I started like, getting nervous. Oh my goodness, I might start. What's going on?
You're just moving further away from your microphone.
Okay. I started. I feel this is loud. This feels loud. Okay. But yeah. Once you understand what it is that's triggering you, you can start to plan of how to avoid that. An example of when you are at the walking down and making your plate, and at the end there's the bar.
That's right.
What I had to do is I know where the bar is. I don't even look in that direction.
Okay.
That's a dead area to me.
Okay.
So things like that.
Okay. So you're getting your plate. Because you make a mental survey when you walk in the house, right?
Yes.
Do you see where everything is at and then say, okay, there's that, but I'm not going over to the bar. I'm not even going to approach the bar because I know what's going to happen.
Well, no. It wasn't quite like that. I mean, I'm not going to I understand. I knew walking in that there's going to be alcohol there. So I didn't really walk into it and then scanning the room like the Terminator. I spot the alcohol. I'm going to avoid that area. But, once I noticed it, I'm like, okay, there it is. So I just, started averting my gaze from that area. I didn't even look at it because it starts to look sweet.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, out of sight, out of mind.
You just blanked it out.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so, that's what I did. And if, the times where my eyes kept on drifting over in that area, hey, sweetie, I'm about to leave.
Okay. So, and then what that looks like is maybe if you see your loved one, getting a little agitated, because for those who are on this journey, you have to build up that discernment, and you have to really know your partner. You have to know the person that you're really trying to help with this, because if you're missing those subtle little cues, then he's going to get out of your line of sight and may end up at the bar or getting over there.
Don't say it like that.
I don't know how else to say it because that was my story.
Get out of your line of sight?
Yeah, if I see you disappear, I was like, oh, he's at the bar.
Well, I mean, but
Yes, that was my story. And I'm not saying that I just had eyes on you all night.
Well, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah,
when you're saying
I'm sure that's how it sounds. But if I just didn't see you for a long time, if I was you want to know what? I'm going to go over here. I'm going to talk and I'm going to eat and I'm going to do the things. And then I don't see you.
Okay.
Then you're probably doing maybe you're having a drink.
Okay. So, okay.
That's how it was for me. So I think that when you're in this situation with your spouse and you guys are with family and you're just, hey, you know what? Excuse me real quick. Let me just go and check on Baxter and make sure he's all good. Or let me just go and check on, or you ain't got to say nothing about where you're going. Hey, just excuse me. Then you get to where you're going. Check in, you guys. Hey, I know, just checking in, see how you doing.
Yes, okay.
And it doesn't even have to be a long drawn out, you're not feeling like drinking right now, are you? It's just a quick, I'm just checking to see how you doing. You doing good?
Okay.
I don't know. Or, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know if they're telling the truth or not. Because if there's some hesitation, they're not doing good. But if it's a straight up and down, yeah, I think I'm doing good, then roll with it. But if there's some hesitation, you better get your plate and you better go sit by him.
Yeah. And also, don't be overbearing with it. Don't don't be overbearing with it.
Whatever.
I'm not saying that you were.
I probably
But
was.
don't be overbearing with it because, that's I'm not saying it's enough to cause somebody to drink, but it can, cause some friction in the relationship.
Yeah, it can cause some friction. And that's why, I said my definition of not being overbearing is, by hey, did you do this? Or are you okay? And just accusing them. I feel like there were some times in your sobriety journey where I did accuse you. No, you had to have drank. You've been down here for a long time and Everybody is drinking down here. Like, surely you had a drink too. Don't be that type of support system for your
Yeah.
loved one. Like, if they said that they didn't do it, then just go with that. If in fact, later on down the line, they have clearly drank, then you deal with that in another way. But if they genuinely and sincerely tell you they didn't, but you still have your suspicions, please just believe them and
Yeah.
deal with it later.
And I guess that I can say from the person with the addiction standpoint, a lot of times, more times than not, the person is going to relapse. Relapses are a common thing with people that struggle with substance abuse or that struggle with substance abuse. So just have grace, but be firm. Have grace, but be firm. When I say that, I mean, let them know that you understand that
Even if
they
you
didn't.
don't.
Well, I'm trying to help you to understand. That's why we're having this conversation now, because it's something that happens. It's just so by the grace of God, it's not happened to me. It's not going to happen to me. I truly believe that there is when God does it, it's done.
Okay.
Yeah. But it relapse is a common occurrence. It happens. And so, like I said, have mercy and be gracious. Have grace, but be firm. Okay, I understand that this is it's a lifelong journey, because recovery is a lifelong journey. Mm-hmm. But okay, you've fallen, now get back up. Let's go.
Yeah, and take yourself out of it, please.
Yeah.
And do your best from the loved one, that the position that I was in. I didn't spend enough time just trying to understand. Number one, I didn't want to understand. I was just like, whatever. What I do understand is that you are an alcoholic. That's what I understand, and you're not pulling your weight like you need to in regards to some of the things that I think you should be. So just taking the time to just say, you want to know what? I know that they may have relapsed. Taking yourself and your emotions out of it and saying, God, how can I be of service right now? Because I know that I'm mad right now. I know that I'm frustrated. I know that I told them if they relapse again, then I'm out of here. What can I do to be a support system right now in this very moment for them? And what's a good way for me to take my eyes off of what they're doing and to put it on myself to see how I can be of service to them, but also what can I learn in this season about me? I didn't do that. I didn't do stuff like that. I was just mad. I was just angry. And so my advice to those who are in this, like, what does that look like for you when you know that they have relapsed? And it's heartbreaking. It is really heartbreaking. But what can you do to protect your heart and your emotions at that time so that you don't further the relapse? Like Baxter said, get back up and get back on it. How can you, like, okay, it's the day after Thanksgiving, it's Black Friday, now y'all mad, okay, because he had a drink, he lied to you about it. But what can you do in real time to say, you want to know what? Okay, this happened. What can I do to move forward? And
Okay.
that's not easy. Like, especially when they've been sober for a long time, for the year, and then here we are. Do you want to say something?
Yes, I've been very much wanting to say something for some time now. I think that is the absolute worst thing that you could say to somebody in recovery.
Okay.
The reason why, if you mean it, then fine. If you mean it, then fine. But don't tell that to them. Reason being is because they're going to hide it from you.
Okay.
They're going to hide it. If they relapse, they're going to hide it.
Well, I don't know.
And
but
then
I did say that to you.
okay, fine. I'm glad I don't remember it.
You
but
were
like,
drunk.
okay, so then you didn't mean it when you said it.
I meant it. You didn't receive it because you were drunk.
But I drank after that. I don't even remember that you said it. So,
Period. That's
okay,
exactly
so
what I'm
definitely
saying.
drank after it,
Yeah,
and
you
you're
did.
still here, so you didn't even mean it.
Okay, don't do me.
Candace, 2 + 2 = 4. So if you didn't even mean it,
That's what
especially don't say it if you don't mean it.
That's what happens when you truly. Oh, I cannot stand it. I cannot stand you.
Oh my gosh! I don't even remember you saying it because I was drunk, and then like I definitely was drunk after that. Don't even listen. All jokes aside, that's a bad thing to say if you mean it or not.
I mean,
even if you don't mean it, it's a bad thing to say.
But we were standing on business because we got to stand on business because we feel like that's the ultimate. Like if we don't have nothing else to stand on, then what's going to be worse than losing me? Like you're at risk of losing everything, including me. Yeah. So you're telling me not to say nothing. But in my defense, this is what I have to say, and I have to stand on business because I think that them losing me is going to be enough for them to stop.
All right.
And here's the news flash. It's not enough for them to stop.
It's not.
But we have to have something.
It's okay. But okay. Have faith. Have faith in God. Have faith in God because it's going to start it's going to start with the addict. Recovery starts with the addict wanting recovery. Mm-hmm. That's where it starts. So again, I just think that that's something that don't give your significant other an ultimatum. If you feel that way, then just leave if they keep on recovering. But if
not recovering.
All right, just leave. Stay. Just leave if they relapse. Just leave if you can't deal with it. Then just leave. Don't if you tell them that and they relapse, they're going to hide it from you.
That's really, you know what? That is a bold statement, Baxter Porter.
What?
Just leave?
Candace, I mean, what else? We're going to be honest? If you want your significant other to be honest, if you tell them, if you relapse again, that's it. I'm leaving. I'm out the door. Well, if they relapse, they're going to hide it.
But it's hard to say just leave because when you see, like in my position, I seen the good in you, even in your addiction. Like I knew that you would turn out to be an amazing person. So I'm glad that I was able to
stay. Did God reveal that to you? Did he? Like he revealed to you when we were in high school that alcohol was going to be a problem for me? Did he reveal it that same day? Prophetess Candace?
Wow.
Prophetess Porter?
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Wow.
You can edit that part out.
No, I'm not editing nothing out. I'm going to let these people see just how ridiculous you are.
I thought it was funny.
But when you see the good in your loved one,
Candace, do you not see what I'm saying though? Like, do you not see?
Yes, I do.
Do you not see
that's
going to?
I do.
That will. Yeah, that's not conducive to honesty. It's not conducive to honesty.
Neither is lying about your.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, that's a tricky one, isn't it?
Yeah. Tell me about it. Anyway,
if y'all struggle, let us know in the comments if that's an issue.
Listen, we're gonna wrap this thing up with a pretty little bow, and I just want to say, if you are the loved one, just check in with your spouse if you know that they struggle with alcohol, just check in with them at the family functions. If you have left them by themselves with the big drinkers of the family for a long period of time, chances are they have offered them something to drink and they are drinking. And at this point, they're probably tipsy and they're on their way to being full blown drunk. Just check in with them. Hey, just checking in. Let them know that they're on your radar. Not like in a creepy, controlling kind of way, but in a, I really care about your sobriety beyond today way.
Yeah.
That's all that I'm saying. So, Baxter, I appreciate the tidbits about, making the bar, not even having, it on the forefront of your mind and just moving past it, saying no to alcohol when it's offered to you. For us, leaving when it's time to leave. If you know that it's just getting too much, then get out of there for the sake of your loved one and explain later or not.
Yeah. Yeah. And also, again, I would like to add, just to reiterate, just to start paying attention to what's going on when you start drinking. Again, start paying attention just so that you can know what it is that's triggering you so that you can adjust accordingly. Just start thinking about that. That's where it starts. If you would like to take control, again, it's going to start with you. Alcohol or whatever substance, for alcohol it was me, or for me it was alcohol, whatever it is, it's rewired your brain. So it's time to start, wiring it back, unspooling what it's done.
That's right. That's right. So, again, we're here to help. God has put us on this journey for you, and we are going to rock it until we start seeing change. So, we are going to put out another offer for another support group.
Another announcement.
And we're going to do this thing because whereas we didn't get anyone last time, I do believe that some eyes will be open, and I do pray that God starts to press upon your heart what needs to happen before the new year for you. So we're going to put some information out, but we just want to thank you all so much for just the beautiful journey that is only just about 2 months old that we've been on together. So I thank you guys. And anything else you want to say, Scarf and Turtleneck?
God bless y'all. Have a good week.
Okay. Are you Def Comedy Jam or
No. Thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night.
Good night.
Is what he said. I said,
right. God
bless y'all. We love you.
We do.
And we're here for you.
Yes, we are.
Even if you don't register, if you just would like to, anonymously, well, I guess if you drop us in our inbox, if you want to just reach out directly to us on Facebook or something, hey, we'll pray for you.
Yeah, and we'll respond.
And we'll respond.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
So
that's what I meant to say.
Thank you all. Happy Thanksgiving. Have a beautiful, beautiful time with your family. And just be grateful this season.
Bye-bye.